Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is kind of a big day for me, I guess. It is my first Entyvio infusion. I go here in just a few hours, and so I don't know, slightly anxious about it just because I'm not the biggest fan of needles, but it's not like a phobia or anything. I just don't like having an IV in my skin for an extended period of time, but that's okay. At this point, I'm kind of ready for whatever treatment I might need because I've been pretty miserable for a while, and I honestly don't know if I've ever achieved remission from my ulcerative colitis. There's been periods of time where it's been, slightly better, but I'm honestly not sure if I've ever achieved remission. I don't think I've ever had a clear colonoscopy before, so hopefully the Entyvio will lead to that. So just a little bit of a backstory. I was on Humira for a little over 4 years, and it was working pretty well initially. I did get a lot of side effects from basically day one up until I stopped. And so that was definitely a big downside for me. Unfortunately, the Humira obviously stopped working. I don't think it stopped working like altogether, but it definitely wasn't fully effective anymore. And I had tried some other treatments in the past, including steroids that again helped a little bit, but not really. I was still feeling some inflammation and just having a lot of symptoms. And so at my most recent doctor's appointment, my doctor and I both agreed that it was time to move on to Entyvio. So for those of you who don't know, Humira is a medication for ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, and a few other autoimmune conditions, and it's administered via self-injection. So got used to injecting myself with needles pretty quick. It kind of wasn't a big deal anymore after the first few tries. I know a lot of people say like, oh, there's no way that I could do that, but I mean, when you have no choice, you just suck it up and do it, and it becomes part of your normal routine. And then Entyvio is a medication specifically for ulcerative colitis and Crohn's, no other type of condition, and so it's more gut specific than Humira, and it's given via infusion. So unlike the Humira where I can just inject myself at home, I do have to go to an infusion center to receive the Entyvio, but the Entyvio infusions are given a lot less often than the Humira. So there's pros and cons to each. And like I said, at this point, I'm just ready to do whatever I need to do to hopefully achieve remission. So I guess I'm not too thrilled about, the needles, like I said, but that's fine. I'm just looking forward to trying this and hoping that there's no side effects, or that the side effects are less severe than what I experienced with Humira. Again, like I said, Entyvio is more gut specific, so hopefully there is less side effects than the Humira, because on the Humira I was experiencing a wide variety of side effects, so fingers crossed that my experience with Entyvio is better. So I will keep you guys updated, hopefully at least take a couple pictures or something at the infusion center, and then once I'm done, I will let you all know how it goes. Hi everybody, so I just finished with my infusion. I got here around 12:30 and it's now exactly 2 o'clock, so I was here actually for a little bit less time than I anticipated. It went by a lot quicker than I thought it would. It was a really nice and comfortable experience actually, and I feel really good. So I might go get some coffee now, just because after I have some kind of procedure or doctor's appointment, I feel inclined to treat myself with a latte. I don't know, I guess I'm just always looking for excuses to get coffee. So I'm gonna go hunt that down, and then when I get back home, I will give you a more detailed overview of how the infusion went. Okay, latte has been acquired, and now that I'm back home, I'm just going to give a brief overview about how the appointment went in case any of you are about to have your first Entyvio infusion or maybe have one in the future. I personally didn't know or think that I would be at this point. I figured I'd be on Humira for a while, and I guess I was. It was several years, but it was time to move on, so here we are. I am thoroughly bandaged up from the infusion, but the nurse said I could take the bandage off pretty soon. So I think I said this in the car, but I'm feeling pretty good. The infusion went very smoothly. I was sitting in a very comfortable recliner with my feet up, as you may have seen in the last clip, and I honestly probably could have fallen asleep if I wanted to. It was super comfortable, and like I said, I'm not like the biggest fan of IVs and needles, but I mean, who is? It was totally fine. I would say it was honestly better than injecting myself with Humira. It really was not painful or even uncomfortable at all. Like, I could barely feel the needle. I had a water bottle and I had my phone and my headphones, and I was just watching videos and talking to people and stuff. So it actually went by a lot faster than I expected. I wasn't like bored or anything. So like I said, the infusion was only supposed to be 30 minutes, but I was a little bit confused because the nurse that I'd spoken with on the phone previously was like, oh, you can expect to be there for like close to 2 hours. So I was like, well, the infusion itself is only supposed to take 30 minutes, so what's the rest of the time? But, obviously you go in and there's a little bit like of paperwork that you have to sign, and just kind of going over any symptoms that you might be experiencing. So that does take a little bit of time. The nurse has to set up the IV and everything like that and prepare it. So what I actually didn't know was that you actually are sitting there with the IV in for an hour. So I don't know if this is like a standard procedure everywhere. I would think it is, but the Entyvio infusion itself is 30 minutes, and then they immediately switched it over to just a saline solution to flush the medicine into your veins more, and so that's an additional 30 minutes. So that's why I ended up being there for an hour and a half, even though the actual Entyvio only took 30 minutes. So again, it was a very comfortable experience. I wasn't in any pain or discomfort, and yeah, I'm feeling really good afterwards. No side effects or anything at this point. So I am going back again in 2 weeks, and then after that I believe it's 4 weeks, and then at that point I'll switch over to every 8 weeks, which is the standard dose. Your first few infusions, kind of like with Humira injections, you do kind of a lot at once, I guess, just to kind of get your body acclimated to it, and then you start doing it more spaced out. So I'm gonna be going again in a couple of weeks, and I guess I'll give any updates at that point if I start to experience any side effects or anything like that, but as of now, feeling pretty good. So I'm just gonna get back to work, and yeah, thank you for watching my first Entyvio vlog. Bye.